One big mistake that I made early on in my career, and I think it's something a lot of new filmmakers struggle with, and that's the idea of focusing on the what and not the why of a story. Today I'm breaking down a film I co-directed and edited called Ski for Trees to demonstrate the difference between plot versus story and how asking the question why can take your storytelling to the next level. I've linked to the film in the description, so if you want, have a quick watch before we dig into it. Before we get into any specifics of the film breakdown, I just want to talk more generally about plot versus story. The idea of plot versus story relates back to those 5 whys that you would have learned about when you were in English class learning how to write essays. Who, what, when, where, and how. Those are the plot of your film. The answer to those questions are the locations, the characters, and the facts and events that unfold in your film. The why, however, is different. The why is story. Understanding why your film exists, why your characters behave the way they do, why they want what they want, is the essence of story. And story is bigger than just plot points or mere facts. Trying to understand another person's perspective, how they see the world, forces us to also look at our own perspectives and our own beliefs. Story challenges us and forces us to adjust our way of being, our way of operating in the world. And story is ultimately the reason why we as humans love to watch films. We can't help but try to understand how other people operate and what makes them tick. A great example of this is the sheer number of interview podcasts out there with celebrities, health gurus, anyone who happens to be interesting. We want to know more about them. We want to know what is their MO, what makes them operate, why what they went through or their view of the world has made them successful or interesting at what they do. We can't help it. We're hooked on this question of why. When you're new to making documentaries, it's really easy to focus on capturing plot, showing up in different locations and capturing the events as they unfold. The problem is, if you only collect that, then you end up with a film where you have a sequence of events, but ultimately at the end of it, you almost forget it all. You don't really remember any specifics. That's because when you only have plot, you just have this happens, then this happens, then this happens. And it doesn't force your audience to think or introspect. There's nothing that they're taking home with them after the film. Okay, so back to Ski for Trees. So Pete is an avid mountaineer. He's climbing vertical meters on his skis and descending over and over and over again. There's the basis of our plot. Pete created an environmental fundraising campaign called Ski for Trees, where every meter of elevation he climbs on his skis, 1 mangrove tree gets planted in a low-income country in the world. What this does is it not only gives back to the environment, but it also gives jobs to these local communities. Okay, that's a little bit more interesting. It's still just a lot of facts, though. We're still in that territory of plot. But what makes Pete's story interesting and makes it more than just a news article is one layer deeper, the real why of why Pete is going out and climbing these mountains.
I mean, I used to be the big campaigner of I go up just for the down. Having little Tula changes your perspective on stuff, what's important, priorities, and I want to make her proud of her daddy and make a better place for her if I can. Yeah.
At the time of shooting, Pete just became a new dad. He just had a daughter, and that forces you to question your way of operating in the world. And he loves the outdoors so much that when he looked at his daughter, he was thinking, I hope I get time to enjoy the outdoors with her as well, and that she gets to enjoy them well into the future. And that caused him to question the way he was enjoying the outdoors. And so he started this campaign as a way of giving back to the environment so that the world that he loves, this outdoor world, would still be there for when his daughter is old enough to enjoy it. Now that is the story. No matter who you are, whether you're a skier or you've never skied in your entire life, everyone can relate to wanting to leave the world a better place for someone that you love. Pete's reason why for starting Ski for Trees grounds his story in a universal theme that can be felt by all types of humans all around the world. When we see someone, a new dad, for example, doing well by their daughter and trying to make the world a better place for her, we can't help but think of a loved one in our life that we want to do the same for. This is the power of leaning into the question, why? What Pete's doing is very unrelatable to a lot of people. The sheer number of vertical meters he's climbing and descending on his skis on a daily basis is unimaginable by a large percentage of the population. It's the same with any athlete story where we see incredible feats. I've talked about free solo before on this channel, and Alex has got to be one of the most unrelatable human beings ever. Like, no one can do what he does. But when you drill down into this idea of why, you end up on this common playing field of humans all trying to accomplish various things in everyday life. It's not just reserved for people trying to accomplish totally crazy, unrelatable things. These are all basic themes that drive all types of humans. The key takeaway from all of this is that it's really easy to get lost in capturing only the plot for your film. I'm guilty of it all the time. Some of the events that I've captured in the past are really unique things unfolding in front of my lens, and it's very easy to fall into the trap of thinking that that's gonna be enough to make an entertaining or great film. But those events, as sick as they are, as cool as they're gonna sound with music and sound effects, or look great with color grading, are not gonna be the reason why someone's gonna come back and watch your film again. I'm not saying plot isn't important. It's a crucial element to a full film. It gives your audience all of the context to understand your film. But don't forget to explore the why, because when you dig down and really drill into the reason why characters are doing the things they're doing, that's when your plot becomes a story, when your film goes from falling flat to making waves. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave a comment in the comment section below. I'd love to answer them and help you out. If you enjoy any of this documentary filmmaking nuts and bolts of how it all comes together behind the curtain, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around. And other than that, good luck with whatever project you're currently working on, and I hope you have a great day. Later.